Welcome to Nerd Cuisine! This time I'm going to be tackling the Malanga Fritters from hit indie game In Stars in Time. The creator actually recently posted what the recipe in universe is, and so I thought, what better time than now to make it. What you're going to need is malanga, which is some kind of tuber, and gyuramon, which is some kind of pumpkin. Unfortunately, I can't find either anywhere near me. But looking up substitutes, I've been recommended taro, also can't find. They might be the same thing. Yucca, which I was able to find, which is generally good for fried applications. I think it's a bit denser, chewier, nuttier than malanga from what I've read. And name? Name? A white tuber I am completely unfamiliar with, but I think also might work. In addition to not having the right tuber, I also could not find gyuramon, which is some kind of pumpkin. According to my research, it's a turban squash, which is closest to buttercup squash, which, guess what? I can't find either. But what is pretty close is butternut squash. You can also use some carrot, like what I have right here, to substitute. So if you got all that, it's half a pound of white tuber of your choice, and half a pound of pumpkin-like ingredient of your choice and or carrot, and that's all going to be grated. We also need a singular green onion, 2 cloves of garlic, half a teaspoon of thyme, half a teaspoon of salt, 2 eggs, pepper, as much as you'd like. I'm probably just going to give it a couple of grinds. And oil for frying. If I've learned anything from making latkes, you generally need about 1/8 of an inch of oil. Let's go and have a great time. So grate your white tuber of choice, your chosen pumpkin or squash, and your carrot if you choose to use it. And then we're going to squeeze out the excess moisture. I like to do this in a sieve with a couple of paper towels. And then to our bowl, we add our 1 pound of squeezed dry vegetation, a singular green onion, chopped, 2 cloves of garlic, minced, salt and thyme, and a few grinds of black pepper. I'm gonna mix this up. Ugh, why am I doing this with my hands? I hate mixing things with my hands. And we're going to add our 2 beaten eggs. It's fry time. We're gonna fry up these puppies in 1/8 of an inch of oil, heated to 325 degrees Fahrenheit, all of which sits inside a stainless steel fry pan. I chose a fry pan because Bonnie's default weapon is also a frying pan. Drop by the tablespoonful and then smooth out before frying until golden brown and delicious on each side, about 2 or 3 minutes. Move to a plate, cover with a paper towel, as recommended by the recipe. And like all fried food, you should also season after frying while it's still vulnerable to the influence of salt. It's nice and warm and crispy. This just the right amount of garlic. I think a yucca serves pretty well in this one. It's a little nutty, a little chewy. Now let's compare it to one made with the name. It's a little darker. I think I might have fried this one a little too long. It's pretty much the same. To be honest, I can't tell the difference. They're both delicious. The one thing I do wish though is if the texture was a little more cohesive. They crumble a little bit too much in your mouth. If only there was some way I could redo. Hey, welcome to Nerd Cuisine. Today I'm going to be making Malanga Fritters from In Stars in Time, the hit indie game. The creator recently posted the recipe on Blue Sky, so I thought this is the perfect time to make it. And so what you're going to need is malanga if you can't find it. I'm probably going to be using yucca, half a pound. Gyuramon if you can't find that. Butternut squash, that's what I'm using. You can also use some carrot. Together they should be about half of a pound. You'll also need a singular scallion, 2 cloves of garlic. And right after the post, it was mentioned that a tablespoon of flour might help bind things together better, so I'm going to be using that before I forget. And then oil for frying, about 1/8 of an inch deep on your chosen cooking surface. First thing you're going to have to do though is grate your vegetables. Let's go have a great time. So grate your white tuber of choice, your chosen pumpkin or squash, and your carrot if you choose to use it. And then we're going to squeeze out the excess moisture. I like to do this in a sieve with a couple of paper towels. Here we have our grated and deliquefied vegetables. Just going to add the scallion, garlic, seasonings, tablespoon of flour. Going to mix that. I don't know why I'm doing everything by hand. I hate mixing things by hand. Bleh. Then we're going to add in the egg and give it a stir. And now let's fry these puppies. Bark, bark. We're going to fry up these puppies. We're going to fry these Malanga fritters in 1/8 of an inch of oil, heated to 325 degrees Fahrenheit, inside of a wok. I chose a wok because the wok was my favorite weapon of Bonnie's in the game. So we're going to drop them in by the tablespoon, smooth them out, and then brown on each side, which takes roughly 2 minutes. Ta-da! Worm delicious Malanga fritters, containing no malanga, but you do what you can with what you've got. Let's give one a try. That's pretty good. It's warm and soft on the inside, and nice and crispy on the outside. I did have just the right amount of garlic, and it doesn't fall apart in my hand or in my mouth, which is great. I do have to wonder though, what's Seafriend's preferred version like? I wish there was some way I could... Hey, welcome to Nerd Cuisine. Today I'm going to be making the Malanga Fritters from hit indie game In Stars and Time. The creator recently posted a recipe, so this is my version. You're gonna need half a pound of malanga. I got yucca, that's all I can find. Half a pound of grated orange thing, butternut squash and carrots, what I have on hand. 1 scallion, some garlics, however much you like, thyme, salt, 2 eggs, some pepper if you feel like it, flour to bind it a little better. And since Seafriend likes them with a little bit of a kick, I've got a habanero right here. I tend to de-seed these to the point where they don't have any spice anymore, but you can de-seed them as much as you like. Let's go. So grate your white tuber of choice, your chosen pumpkin or squash, and your carrot if you choose to use it. And then we're going to squeeze out the excess moisture. I like to do this in a sieve with a couple of paper towels. And then to our bowl, we add our 1 pound of squeezed dry vegetation, a single green onion, chopped, 2 cloves of garlic, minced, salt and thyme, and 2 grams of black pepper. And then mix this up with my hands. I hate using my hands. And to help bind things together better, we're going to add a tablespoon of flour, 1 minced. This is a habanero, but you can use another spicy pepper. And just to make sure that I can feel things again, let's add 1/4 teaspoon of red pepper flake as well. Give it another stir-a-rooney, and let's get these puppies cooked off. We're gonna fry up these puppies. We're gonna fry these Malanga fritters. We're gonna cook these fritters in about 1/8 of an inch of 325 degrees Fahrenheit oil in a cast iron pan. I chose cast iron because according to my latke experience, it leads to fritters and other fried goods that are crispier and crunchier than things made in other types of pans such as stainless steel. So we're gonna drop our batter in heaping tablespoonfuls, smooth them out, and then continue to cook on each side until golden brown, about 2 to 3 minutes. Move to a plate covered in a paper towel. Then don't forget to salt, like I feel like I might have at some point. And there you have it. Some Seafriend style spicy Malanga fritters from the hit indie game In Stars and Time. Without further ado, I'm excited to taste this. Ow. Maybe just a touch too spicy. Someone's made a mistake today. It was me. Yeah, no, they're good. It definitely wakes up your palate. They're nice and crispy on the outside and kind of warm, creamy on the inside, for lack of a better term. And like, I could smell that these were too spicy when they were cooking, because, you know, I could smell it in the batter. But now that it's on my tongue, yeah, that's pretty good. That's the right spice tolerance for me. If you have less spice tolerance, maybe just do the habanero, or just the pepper flake, and not both. Still good though. I'd eat all this. It's got just the right amount of spicy linger on your tongue, where it's not like painful, but it's like, ooh, tingly. I don't think there's anything else I would change about these. Go play in Stars in Time, and then make some of these. At least now I think I'm done time looping. Oh wait, no, no! That's the best I've got.